So I'm sitting here in one of my favorite loungy spots here in the city, and this is where I go when I need to get stuff done and have a functional environment that's fairly quiet and peaceful. There's actually a fireplace. I just noticed this. Today is November 11th, 2023. Today's Veterans Day. And I've only been here for about 25 minutes. It was very quiet when I got here. It's about 35 degrees outside, absolutely freezing. I have my winter coat, and things are feeling very Christmassy all of a sudden, not just because there's a fire in the fireplace, but just because of the weather. But all of a sudden, in the last like 15 minutes, and again, I've only been here for 25, all of these disruptors suddenly show up, and they're being pretty loud and rowdy. There's people with screaming toddlers. I don't even know why anyone with screaming toddlers would sit in a lobby where people are just, coming and going. But they literally just planted themselves there within the last 10 or 15 minutes. And then all these people suddenly sat down and started talking loudly. It just suddenly got really busy. So as I've always mentioned in multiple videos for like 8 years now, wherever I go, the circus shows up. And that's because I have a psychotic, mentally disturbed neighbor named Jasmine Irizarry, who is a malignant stalker, a homicidal psychopath, a registered sex offender. But the kicker is that she's also a cyber criminal. And what she's been doing is hacking into every single cell phone, tablet, laptop, and electronic device that I've had over the last 10 years that I've lived in the unit where I live. I've actually lived in that unit for 12 years, and the first 2 years were very peaceful because this psychotic stalker, malignant sex offender, and cybercriminal did not live in the building. I'm assuming she didn't know that I existed. So I was pretty much left alone the first 2 years I lived in that building. But as soon as she moved in next door in 2013, that's when all hell started to break loose. That's when I started getting aggressively harassed by multiple sex offenders in the building who started telling me they could see everything I did in my bathroom, would get really aggressive and violent towards me whenever I tried to use facilities in that bathroom. I started getting followed around by groups of people. I had no idea who they were, but they certainly seemed to know a lot about me. And then they would get very violent and confrontational. I've been physically assaulted a number of times by people I had no idea who they were, had never interacted with, but who seemed to have a real problem with the things that I said and did in the privacy of my unit. And this goes on to this day. Now it's been 10 years. And this psychotic stalker and malignant cybercriminal named Jasmine Irizarry has been the one orchestrating all this for 10 years. That shows what a sad, miserable, useless piece of shit she is, because all she does is orchestrate aggression, harassment, and stalking towards me. She's psychotically jealous. She's a revoltingly ugly, hideous piece of low-life scum and is just miserably jealous, spends her entire wasted, useless life targeting me. So everywhere I go, regardless of how quiet it is when I first show up or how peaceful of an environment it normally is, the same groups of trolls and stalkers suddenly show up. And one of the trolls is people with toddlers. It's never people with like 10 or 12-year-olds or 14-year-olds because they're not that cute and nobody really cares if they're sitting 5 feet away. But the toddlers tend to get really screamy and shouty wherever they go. And so that's what people want. They want to use toddlers to get disruptive and, intrusive towards people who they think the toddlers are bothering. I couldn't care less about toddlers. I babysat hundreds of kids in my lifetime. I'm not interested in having my own kids. Kids are dirty, messy, expensive, and an incredible amount of time. It just takes so much time to take care of them every single day. I'd rather relax with a coffee, as I'm doing now, and just do my own thing and be by myself. Oh my God, this phone. Jesus Christ. Shut up. I decided when I was 15, I wasn't interested in getting married. I didn't want to be scrubbing some guy's floors and burying his children and having my vagina fall out and giant stretch marks all over my body. I've always been an athlete. I've always liked my flat stomach, my, nice muscle tone. And I'm not interested in popping out 5 or 6 children that are going to ruin all that. So people who troll me with their toddlers are just wasting their time, and they're just proving to the world how sad and empty and boring their lives are, that they're actually willing to go troll people using their children. That's just sad. Anyway, I'm just enjoying myself here. Again, it feels like Christmas. I'm wearing a Santa t-shirt. I'm wearing my beautiful Christmas/holiday coat. Jesus Christ. And I am so glad that there's actually a fireplace in this lobby. I had no idea there even was a fireplace. So the fact that it was completely empty when I got in here and this entire seating area in front of the fireplace was free, such a bonus. And who cares, like, what all the nut job trolls are doing around me? I mean, they're just wasting their time anyway. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it regardless. And it's a beautiful, very Christmassy kind of evening right now.